For those of you that do rodeo events and gymkhana and especially barrel racing, I want to give you a couple of tips because the biomechanics are going to be the same. A lot of times, flaws that I've seen in amateur level barrel racing is that the horse ends up swinging around the barrel way too wide because the rider is trying to pull them with the inside rein around the turn, and it just doesn't work. The horse ends up swinging way out, falling on the outside shoulder, and obviously the bigger circle that you make around the barrel, it's going to take a lot more. There's a couple of things that your horse needs to know before you ever think about starting to run barrels. The first of which is that your horse can move off of your inside leg, okay? So I'm going to ask his head down just a little bit, get him soft, and then I'm going to ask him to move off my left leg, and it doesn't have to be a perfect side pass, but just that he'll move off of your leg. Good boy. Okay, the next, I'm going to go ahead and walk around for you. The next thing is going to be that he'll pick off his shoulder off of your inside rein. So what I'm going to do, my right's going to be my inside. I'm going to use my right rein up and over, and see how he's kind of moving his shoulder over and bending? That's what we want to see. So I'll turn around again and do the same thing to the other side. If you can't get that, then what's going to happen is your horse is can throw their weight onto their inside shoulder, and you'll end up making too tight of a turn and knocking the barrel down with your knee. So just lifting your inside rein up and over, and he should cross over and move his shoulder. I'm going to go one more time to that side because I really don't like him tossing his head. Ask his head down a little bit, and then inside rein comes up and over. Good boy. Now the next thing is that he'll move his outside shoulder off of my outside leg and rein. So if I bring my outside aids on, you see how he does a little turnaround? That's what we like to see. Now if I bring my right aids on, he moves his right shoulder over. Same thing again, and I'll just go back and forth a couple of times and make sure that he's listening to me. And you can do this at a walk, or you can also do it from a stop. Ooh. I'm going to ask his head down a little bit. He's being real funny with the bit today. Good boy. It's probably because it's so cold out. Good. I'm still just going to wait for him. Thank you. And he's giving me moments of softness. There he goes, but he's not wanting to hold it. Okay, now I'll tip his nose a little bit to the left, and I'll bring my right leg and right rein over. Good. Good. Good boy. So right there, he's getting real tense again, so I'm going to move him off of it. There. Okay, now I'll tip his nose to the right. Bring my left rein and left leg over. Good. Good. And it doesn't have to be a perfect reining spin or anything. Ooh. Good boy. But you need to make sure, because your main aids for your barrel turn are going to be your outside aids. Like I said, a lot of people try to pull their horse around with the inside rein, and it's not going to work. Okay, I'm telling you right now, your horse is going to swing their butt out, they're going to fall on the outside shoulder, and they're going to be making a huge circle. So now I'll start at a walk. Now he's never done barrels before. So whether you're just introducing a horse to barrels or you're been competing in gymkhanas or whatever, these are still some biomechanic tips that are going to really help you. But he's a little bit unsure of what to do, and he's not really used to working around barrels too much. So I'm just going to kind of work him around, get him used to him. I'm going to start at a walk and then go to a trot and see what kind of barrel turns I can get. Now one of the keys is that when you go to do a barrel turn, you want to go in wide and out tight, okay? So that's why when I come into the barrel turn, I pick up my inside rein to keep his shoulder in the place that I want it, and then I'll bring in my outside aid to bring him tight around at the end of the turn. So I'm just going to wait for him to soften to me a little bit since he's being real kind of tense. Good boy. Ask him to the other side. Good. Much better on that side. So I'm just going to get him walking. I'll pick up his right shoulder a little bit through here so he stays wide. And then about halfway around the turn, I'll bring my both reins around and my outside leg on. Now we've changed bend. I'll ask, oh, if he gets real funny with me right there, I'm going to ask his head down. That's more important. What's way more important than whether or not you're doing the pattern is the softness to the bit. Changes bends, much softer that time. Good boy. And I'm going to come in wide. And right about there, go out tight. And it's very important that you don't look down at the barrel because it's going to shift your weight down into it, and it's going to cause your horse to have to kind of scoot to the outside. I'll change my bend and make sure that you're looking up, and I'm already looking at the next barrel. And that way my horse is coming out of the turn with some direction. They're going somewhere. And like I said, it helps keep your weight more balanced. Good boy. Okay, last one at a walk, and then I'll go ahead and I'll pick up a trot and I'll just see what we can get. And I'm going to try to keep him in a little more of a jog. I don't want him running off too fast just yet because I want him to have the basics down. Just get a little jog, and he's going to want to go kind of fast, but I'm going to try to keep him down. Good boy. Change the bend. Use my left leg and left rein. Keep his shoulder flipped up, and then bring my outside aids on and look up at the next barrel. Change my bend to the right, pick his right shoulder up, and outside aids, go through tight. Outside aids, come through tight. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and circle around and change it up so you can see it from the other side. Through tight. Ask a little bend to the right, use my inside leg, and outside aids. Now he's getting a little fast on me. So I'll take some deep breaths and just kind of slow him down. Good boy. And outside. Because he doesn't know that this is a speed event. He's never done it before. So there's no reason in his mind for it to be a speed event. Right now we're just working on the basics. And really, a lot of horses get messed up because they're too focused on the speed. Because their rider's too focused on the speed. And so they're so focused on going fast that they don't have good balance. I'm going to do that turn again. That they don't have good balance, and they end up having to make their turns too wide, or they're not really following the pattern very well because they're so focused on running so fast. So if you slow things down with your horse, and you get your horse really good at the basics, and you do this 90% at a jog, and then you only run them every once in a while, you're going to have a much, much better Gymkhana horse. I'm going to do that turn again because I don't know if you could see, but he really kind of braced on me coming out. So I'm going to bump him off a little. There he goes. Good boy. And that's what's most important. If you have to stop doing the pattern so that you can work on softness to the bit, then do so. It's much more important that your horse is soft and listening to you. So right there, he got real braces, so I'm just going to do a couple circles. I'm not going to worry about the barrel. I don't care what the barrel's doing. I'm just going to do a couple circles right here until he can bend a little bit more consistently for me. There, that's a little bit better. Now I'm going to come in and go out tight. Better. Change my bend. I don't want him going too fast. Come out tight, looking up at the next one. Good boy. Well done. So that was his very first time ever trying barrel turns. And to be honest with you, they were a lot more balanced than some Gymkhana horses that I've had in training. Because, like I told you, a lot of the Gymkhana horses are so obsessed with speed, and I understand it is a speed event, of course, but they're so obsessed with speed that they miss all of the basics and they're not even running it right. So get your horse a good foundation, get their turns really good, do it mostly at a walk and jog, and really slow your horse down and focus on fine-tuning. And then if you get that down really well, I guarantee you'll add speed and your horse will run an amazing pattern.